Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo and today is Friday, April 3rd, 2020. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Sometimes the best thing you can do in life is eliminate the distractions so that you can start concentrating your energy on your goals. And if you look at the way Keyon Pearson's been progressing over the last few weeks, maybe a well-timed quarantine was all that he needed to crank up his concentration meter. Based on the photos we've seen from Keon's team over the last month or so, he seems like he's still on track to make a strong 212 debut at some point down the road. That being said, if this season ends up being a wash, Keyon could be one of the guys who comes out as a bigger winner on the other side. One thing that I'm learning more and more now is that you can look at every situation in life as an obstacle or as an opportunity. And I've known Ronnie Coleman long enough to know that he's the type of person who sees every situation as an opportunity. Even though he's still in the process of recovering from his last surgery and dealing with the whole coronavirus fallout, just like the rest of us, Ronnie's still finding time to get after it every day in his home gym. In the videos I've seen, Ronnie's arms are actually starting to look pretty damn good, which tells me that he must be starting to feel healthy once again. This guy has as much mental toughness as anyone I've ever met, and I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if he kept finding new ways to take advantage of these new opportunities. I've read a ton of personal development books, and after you read enough of them, you start to realize that one of the biggest keys to effectively accomplishing your goals is waking up every day and making a commitment to beat the man in the mirror. And if you want to get a pretty clear example of what I'm talking about, go back and track what Robert Timms has been doing for the last 6 months. On Wednesday, I saw an update from someone inside Robert's camp that showed the former Olympian sitting somewhere in the neighborhood of 250 pounds, which is the biggest that we've ever seen him. I'm told that his plan is to keep pushing until he gets up to the 260 range, which is where he thinks he needs to be to compete against some of the bigger guys in the division. When he's in shape, Robert's been a guy who is good enough to be one of the top 10 talents in the division. So if he takes that mold and adds another 10 pounds of stage weight to it, I can see him potentially being a top Olympian finisher at some point down the road. Right now, New York is the epicenter of the new coronavirus infections in the United States, and the fallout from the virus has basically brought the city to a screeching halt. And unfortunately for the bodybuilding fans, that means they may have to wait until August to see this year's New York Pro. On Tuesday, the IFBB announced plans to push back the New York Pro until August 8th, which actually makes a ton of sense if you listen to the reports about when they're expecting the rate of new infections to start leveling off. Listen, we're in completely uncharted territory here. I'm not even sure if August 8th is a realistic timeline, but at least it's something. We're all in the same boat here, and until the experts find a way to get things under control, we all need to keep following the guidelines for social distancing and do the best we can to make do with everything that's happening. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.